first recipe video of the year. Let's do this. And as always, I don't know if you know this, but I always look at the recipes that you guys tag me in on Instagram, TikTok, or you send me down below in the comment section. I always find things that I think are really interesting, but if you tag me in stuff, we're gonna have to add it to the list. Keep tagging me, send it to me, I wanna know. But I wanna start with one that I've saved for a while now, and it is this like dumpling spiral. It just seems that it is a dumpling in a different shape, but I wanna know if it's good. Does it work like that? Does it hold together? Because it is very like interesting looking. I mean, you could just have regular dumplings, or I think it's cool. Starting with the fact that there was no recipe for this. We're gonna have to wing this together, okay? Like, you'll have to stay with me on this one. I'm not making these dumpling spirals alone, okay? We need a bowl, and then we need things to put into the bowl. Get this in here. Yeah. Hand washing. So I have some more like classic dumpling filling ingredients that we're just gonna wing it. Hope for the best. This is ginger. Got some green onions, garlic, soy sauce. Got a little dark soy sauce. We're gonna mix this together. I'm gonna need to use my hands and gloves. No one needs to see that. I'm just gonna mix this with my hands. Hang on. Okay, I'm back and I have the meat in a bag. No, I know it's on a proper piping bag. I'm not wasting a good piping bag for meat. I'm just not doing it. It's not like I'm piping fancy things. No, it's just meat. So now we're taking our dumpling wrappers, and I've seen them with the round ones as well as the square ones. I found the square, so that's what I'm doing. And then they seem to layer them. My guess is that they do a little bit of like water to kind of help like stick them together. Then they create a long line. Seems to be like a third overlap. So we want it to spiral, right? I mean, we want the dumpling to spiral, not ourselves. That's for last year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just gonna put in another one. Why not? Why not? Most of them I saw did 6, but that didn't feel long enough to make a spiral. What am I doing here if not testing things? Now my hands are clean again. I'm just going to help to seal them. Yeah, this is it. Like, would I use a proper brush to do this if I was making this for company? For sure. I'm making this for Chris and I to test. Just don't care that much. My hands are clean, that's what's important. Oh, this is gonna be great. I can feel it. Okay, sort of mostly put it in the middle, but kind of not also. Hopefully this is the right thickness. This is rather disgusting, if I'm being so for real right now. Now we're gonna take a bit of water on this side and a bit on this side. I'm gonna fold over those edges. Well, I might as well just do all of the edges. Now what? I just kind of roll it. How does one roll it though, without it attempting to open? I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm just kind of winging it here. Oh my God, no! Broke on the one side. Okay, did I make it too full? I don't know. Go like this and pretend it didn't happen. That's the thing, right? I'm gonna put some in there and I'm just gonna tuck it in. That didn't do anything at all. Well, I'm just frying it, so whatever. Whatever. Or, hear me out. What if I just take another, like, strip like I'm repairing it? No one said I couldn't. There are no rules. I mean, there's probably rules, but we're gonna just Band-Aid it. Oh my goodness, guys, look, I made a Band-Aid. I just cut another piece off. I think I fixed it. And look, there's another piece here. Oh no, what am I gonna do? No problem. Dumpling Band-Aid. This is the ingenuity we're bringing into 2026. Dumpling Band-Aids. Genius. Okay, now we're gonna put this on the stove and we're gonna fry it up in a bit of oil until it reaches an internal temperature of, I think, like 155. So let's go over there now. I wanna let it brown on both sides, and then I'm supposed to steam it a little bit. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna let it chill here for a minute. Look at that. Now we're just gonna get this side and then steam it. Oh my goodness, I hope it's delicious. So here's the thing, everything's fine. There was a stove incident, flame related. I have a bit of PTSD from. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Just so you know, if I seem a little weird, I'm processing what just happened. So glad I moved my camera for that. Anyway, we're here. I mean, at the end of the day, we went through a lot to get this, so we should probably taste test it. I put green onions on it. I also saw people put sesame seeds on and get them all over the counter. No one else did that. And then I saw a lot of like a chili crisp situation. Do a little bit of that. Even so much for like color. Pizzazz. Hopefully this is cooked through. I feel like it needs soy sauce. But I mean, it looks beautiful. I'm gonna put a little on the side. I was about to like drizzle it over top and then I was like, but what if it's too much? I know that's not what you're supposed to do, but you understand. Honestly, it looks pretty good. I don't know if worthy of what happened over there, but it is really good. The dumpling filling is very good. Pound it back for me. It's crispy on the outside. It's cooked all the way through. Chili crisp is really nice with this, as well as the green onions. It adds a little bit of brightness. It's just a different way to have, I mean, you could just do dumplings. There's nothing wrong with dumplings, but this was cool. This is like a fun twist on it. The next one, I don't know if it's so much a recipe as it is kind of like a hack. I don't even know if it classifies as a hack. Basically, you make pancakes and then you sprinkle brown sugar on one side and then you don't even need maple syrup, apparently. And pancakes to me, this just feels very warm and cozy. It's cold outside. You want to eat some pancakes, right? So once again, we're gonna go over to the stove. Okay, we can do this, everyone. I need you guys to hype me up on this one. All right, this is what I usually do my pancakes in. Cast iron, medium low, and butter. Now, just gonna do some pancakes. Pretty straightforward. And now, to the other side of the pancake. Probably, honestly, when it's a little bit more close to cooking through, like once I start seeing the bubbles on top, I'm gonna sprinkle some brown sugar on it. Oh, that wasn't a sprinkle. That was a dollop. I mean, this one looks really good. This one, we got a divided situation here. Someone did not put on enough SPF here. Okay, let's see what happens though. Okay, I put butter on one and I didn't on the other so that you can see sort of the pockets that the brown sugar made. It's just kind of funny looking. I guess let's try it without the butter first. See if it really tastes like maple syrup. No. It does add almost like a crystallized sugar crispiness. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still pancakes. And the crunch of the sugar is a little bit different than the crunch of the pancake in terms of like the outer edge. So that's like a nice texture difference, but this does not replace maple syrup, like not even close. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is still pancake. Okay, the next recipe I actually made yesterday because it was an unexpected snow day and I had to feed the humans in the house. A good snow day to you. Everyone is home. So let's make some biscuits, and not just any biscuits, but these are like cottage cheese egg biscuits. I feel like cottage cheese always makes its rounds in January, right? But I've had so much success with putting cottage cheese in things that you can't even taste. These look incredible. So, let's see what we can get done. Snow days, am I right? Just it's nuts. I'm gonna show you how much snow there is. There's so much snow. I mean, maybe it's not a lot where you're from, but there's balloons for Luke's birthday. You can see there are planters and still snowing, though not as hard. And for what it's worth, Connor is determined to go outside and shovel the deck. So let's see how much I can get done before someone starts yelling. Only had to do one ice pack today though, guys. This is pretty incredible. I don't have any of my equipment, so let's see. Will you sit on here? No, you won't. It's okay, I'll try again. Can you sit on a mug here? Yeah, you can. Okay, fantastic. Let me just move you back a little bit just so you can see what's happening. Step 1, I wanna hear nothing about my nails. Step 2, I need to chop up some onions and garlic. I also have some spinach. They said to use kale. I'm not doing kale. And this spinach, it's dicey. I don't know if this is gonna work. So it might just be garlic and onion, which is also fine. We need a dice. This is not my sharpest knife, so I don't know how well this is gonna work. I hate that, doing it this way. I know it's not as good, but gah! That didn't work very well. Onion is ready, so I'm gonna put this over there and it just needs to start cooking while I chop up garlic. The pirate set is outside of Connor's door, I think. Okay, I'm gonna let that heat up for a second. 2 teaspoons minced garlic, all right. Okay, onions are on, and Christopher, bless his heart, told me that this is frozen minced garlic. So obviously we're gonna do that. And I need, oh my goodness, don't fall, please don't fall. Okay, you seem a little bit more stable there. So I need 2 tablespoons of this, but I need to go stir. It's teaspoons, right? Yes, it is. Although I mean, it's garlic. A tablespoon would also be fine. I don't even know when he did this. This is a literal measuring with my heart. I don't know, that looks good. A little bit more because I like it garlicky. There we go. I'm gonna go stir and I'm gonna turn on the oven to 375. I'm gonna bring you with me because I might as well see. Onions, ooh, ah. Okay, I need to add in the stuff now. They're starting to brown. This garlic thing is a game changer. Okay, I'm gonna let it do its thing here for a minute. I added in a little bit of water just to kind of help break up some of the garlic, but I want most of that water to evaporate. Like I don't want it to be really watery, otherwise it's gonna affect the consistency. What else can I do here? Let it cook. Whisk eggs until smooth. I can do that. I have to sprinkle the top with cheese. Okay. All right, well then let's move on to the eggs. Get this out of the way. Clean up my station, you know? I swear all I hear all day is just bah! And then boom, 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 boom. Like boys are just so different. I never grew up with brothers. Had no idea. I was never like this. Lauren and I will vouch we were perfect baby angels. Okay, setting that aside to work on the eggs. Ooh, and we're gonna stir. Smells fragrant. We love that. Turning off the heat. Okay, eggs. We need 6 eggs. Oh, a shell in it. Get out of there, little guy. Six eggs. Whisk eggs, salt and pepper. Got it. Okay, now we need to add in the cottage cheese. I'm gonna add in a 1/2 cup. That seems fine. Don't want to get another spoon. Get in there. Now we're gonna add in the onions and the garlic. Station cleanup. Now we need to add in flour. Now technically for this recipe they used almond flour, which obviously I'm not gonna do, and I don't have coconut flour, so she said to use 3/4 cup of regular flour, so we're gonna do that. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Not even gonna attempt to do this. That would be silly. Yes, did I dirty another bowl? It's fine. I'm gonna try and use this to whisk it in. It's supposed to be like a really thick batter, which is fine. We can do that. Oh man, I was not kidding. This is thick. Look how thick that is. So I need to let this sit for 5 minutes. Okay, it's been resting and I've started to do the scooping. It's about a 1/4 cup, she said, which looks pretty good sizing wise. And then we're gonna top it with some cheese on top, which I think will be delightful. And then these are gonna go in a 375 oven for 18 to 20 minutes. 18 to 25 minutes, sorry. See you in a bit. Wait, let's see, can I do a cool transition? Ta-da! You can see one is missing. Julia already took one. These took 19 minutes and they look great. They smell great. So I want to try one, but they're very hot still. This, by the way, I put some butter on the side because obviously that is the texture in the inside. You can see it's nice and squishy, but it still has like a bread-like consistency, which is cool. All right, taste test. Honestly, that's pretty good. I feel like it for sure needs butter though. I mean, would it be better if I put spinach and sun-dried tomatoes and some of the other things? Like, yeah, absolutely. Considering how much cottage cheese and egg is in here versus flour, these are quite good. Like, they're not gonna replace biscuits, you know, in terms of consistency, but they're not as eggy as I was anticipating, which is really nice. I'm happy with these. Wait, I have an update. Julia tried them, and I mean, she is her father's daughter. She said they do need some more salt. She liked the flavor. Again, I put butter on top, very important. And how cheesy they were. She liked the garlic. She said that she wished hers wasn't as hard on the center, which to be fair, hers was. So I would err on the side of under baking and checking them versus over baking because they're gonna be awful. And then in her words, she said that it was missing a little RachhLovesLife, is what she told me. A little RachhLovesLife was missing, which honestly fair. This is a perfect like base recipe that needs a little something extra. Like again, like they did the kale, they did sun-dried tomatoes. I think she's done a bunch of other things. I think that doing like a, what's the word? I can't think of the word. Slow cooked onions. Why can't I think of it? Anyway, those, put them in there, like make a French onion kind of a biscuit. That would be really good. Caramelized onions, that's the word. Thank you, everyone. But anyway, I thought we all needed to hear that. A little RachhLovesLife. Okay, now this recipe, this just screams like winter casserole-y kind of thing, but this looks so good. And this recipe has gone viral several times. It's a chicken cobbler. So I have the equivalent of 1 stick of butter, because we don't do sticks here in Canada. Then I shredded up some chicken, pop that in. Oh, I didn't even say, in case it wasn't obvious, the butter is melted. And on top of this, he put in his sized bag of frozen veggies. He used carrots and peas. I have this blend that has corn and beans in it also. I'm sure it's fine. I am going to scoop this in, so otherwise it's just gonna go everywhere. Feels good. Maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I like frozen veggies. And then I'm just gonna season it. A little salt, a little pepper. I think a little bit of this maybe. It's like a Cajun seasoning. I like dill, so I throw in some dill. Now, Red Lobster biscuit. This is their biscuit mix, and I'm gonna add it to 2 cups of milk. He said to also add in this seasoning packet. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna mix it. Then he says to just pour it over top. That's what we'll do. And then back in this same container, I'm gonna take cream chicken, the soup mix, and then I'm gonna mix in 2 cups of chicken broth. And then we mix again. And again, we pour this right on top. So don't mix it, just pour. Then this is gonna go in a 350 oven for about an hour to bake up, and we'll see if it turns into cobbler. I don't know, looks kind of soupy to me. Okay, it was in the oven for a full hour, 10 minutes. It's very oily on top, and I double checked all of the ingredients just to see like what I did wrong, and I followed it to a T. So I don't understand. I am gonna try it though. It's not as crispy or like cobblery as I expected or wanted it to be. It's very gravy forward, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's very gravy. It's oily. I feel like maybe, did I do too much butter? I thought I followed it. Maybe I did too much butter, not enough chicken, too much, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, what I could have done differently, because like the flavor's good. It just, the ratio's off somehow and I don't know what it is. Let me know in the comments if you come across any of these recipes or if you have any other recipes that we should taste test next time. Give this video a thumbs up because it was a lot for me today. Make sure you subscribe. New videos here every single Saturday. You can check out these videos on the side in case you've missed any. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic, fantastic day, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.